Informatyczne, widzę, to jest fantastycznie poinformowane, wszyscy już czekają, nawet nie powinienem w ogóle mówić na kogo. Proszę Państwa, po raz drugi na Warsaw Motor Show nasz wielki gość, wielka gwiazda motoryzacji, a więc Richard Hammond! Welcome Richard! I wraz z Richardem strasznie miło mi zaprezentować również dwóch kolegów, których Państwo świetnie znacie, a więc Antoni Pta i Tomek Bolar, którzy również porozmawiają tutaj z Richardem. Proszę Państwa, pozwolicie Państwo, będziemy się starali, no Richard tak musi tutaj. No właśnie, będziecie wszyscy od razu na fanpage'u. Pamiętam znakomicie nasze ubiegłoroczne spotkanie, zorientowaliśmy się bardzo szybko, że praktycznie tłumaczenie jest zbędne, bo Państwo w mig wychwytujecie wszystkie żarty, dowcipy Richarda, także myślę, że też się skoncentrujemy głównie na języku angielskim. You agree, I believe, yeah? Proszę Państwa, okay, let's take our seats.
Hello. Oh, finally I get a microphone. Hello. Nice to see you. I've no idea what's happening. I was just told to come here. So here I am. Do I sit down?
Wygląda na to, że ja mam taki duży zająć fotel.
Well, it's lovely to see you all again. How many of you did I see last year? Who was here last year? Quite, oh, so first time for a lot of you. Hello.
Richard, I have to say, you have to be extremely handsome, you know, I'm a bit jealous, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
Such a big crowd.
And very tall, very, very tall. I'm actually standing slightly further away than you thought. That's why I look short. It's true.
Proszę Państwa, żarty żartami, jest oczywiście przystojny, wiemy to od pań. Natomiast no myślę, że najwyższa pora, abyśmy rozpoczęli taką rozmowę i może nie od razu od żartów, będzie oczywiście niejednokrotnie okazja, żebyśmy sobie pożartowali. I say about jokes, you know, but I'd like to ask at first, you know, just a serious question.
Of course.
Znamy świetnie oczywiście Richarda z programów Top Gear, znamy z World Touru, natomiast no nie wiem, czy Państwo, ale ja mam taki pewien niedosyt informacyjny, to tak naprawdę to dokładnie nie wiem, czym on się obecnie zajmuje. So Richard, you know, we know you from the Kiel, we know you from World Tour, but saying honestly, I do not know exactly what are you doing now. Could you tell us some words about your projects?
What am I doing right now? I'm sitting on a stage talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Me and two other guys you probably haven't heard of. One's a little fella, very shy, called Jeremy Clarkson. And the other one's quite a nice young lady. We're still working together. We've worked together now for 18 years. So how many people in this audience are younger than 18? So put your hands up if you're under, oh my God, I'm so old. So we've been working together for longer than you've been alive. Since before you were born. And so we're still working together doing a show now. We're doing the Grand Tour, Season 4. What we decided to do, and it's fairly recent news, we're going to make the big trips that we do, the big specials, the big adventures, because those are the things that people really love, that's the bit that people really enjoy. So we've thrown the tent away, we've set out into the world, just the three of us, and a film crew of about 50, to make our show, so that's what we're doing. And then I'm busy apart from that, because I run a production company, because I'm actually a very big, serious grown-up, and we're making other programs for other people as well. So basically, I'm working. That's what I tell my wife.
It's probably coincidence of circumstances, but that's exceptional weekend, you know, because we have the round of Formula One Championship with a great chance for Lewis Hamilton, as you well know. We have as well, the round of World Rally Championship in Catalonia in Spain as well.
Proper racing.
Yeah, we have as well the round of World Cup in cross-country rally. So it's absolutely exceptional weekend.
None of them wanted me to drive.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, but that's the origin of my question, because I can imagine the speed is your god. Did you think in the past to be a racing or rally driver?
I would like to have been, but I think my history would suggest it wouldn't be a good idea. I don't know what team would say, there you go, Hammond, here's that car, good luck. Because it might be a bit upside down at the end. That does happen.
At least it requires a big budget, let's say so.
Yeah, and several cars. Lots of spares. Yeah.
Myślę, że Tomasz ma kilka pytań więcej, już takich może bardziej poważnych.
Well, yes, Hammond, we should pick that up later, but now I think it is time to pick the time of chat from the petrol station of debate.
Yes. Oh yes, thank you very much.
Conversation Street. Oh yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I wanted to ask the first question. What did you like the most about last year's motor show that you decided to come again?
Coming here, I think, well, for one, I think it's a great show. There's a lot to see. Great to see the new Defender out there. There's a lot of interesting cars to see, but actually, it's you guys. I came here last year and had such a great time. I think Polish people have, for some reason, always understood our sense of humour. Whatever we do, you guys get. So our show's been popular here for a long time, and it's great to come somewhere where it's kind of a safe home because you guys get what we do. So it's lovely to come and see you all. So I came to see you all, really. Nice to see you. Hello.
It's talking at the proper time that you are not attending different motor shows.
No, I don't do other motor shows really because, well, when you're on the telly, you spend all day, obviously, saying hello to people and signing autographs, and it's not always brilliant, but here it is because you get what we do, so it's actually a pleasure to see you, and I know I've seen a lot of you, we've had our pictures taken at little booth, wherever it is, and it's actually great to chat to people and to say hi, so I don't come out to many of these types of events, but this one I really enjoy.
Hammond nie podróżuje na te wszystkie wydarzenia, na duże targi motoryzacyjne, ale ze względu dla Was, dlatego że rozumiecie jego poczucie humoru, pojawił się tutaj z nami pół roku temu.
Bear in mind, I've been practicing my Polish since last time I was here, and I can understand every word you're saying. Oh yeah.
Jest, proszę Państwa, jeszcze jeden powód, ja myślę, dla którego Richard tutaj przyjeżdża tak chętnie. Te targi są absolutnie wyjątkowe, jeżeli chodzi o całą koncepcję organizowania tych targów, bo od samego początku myślę, że ci z Państwa, którzy są z nami od pierwszej edycji, przypomnę, że w tym roku to już 5. edycja, zwróciliście Państwo uwagę, że to nie tylko są prezentacje samochodów, tylko to są właśnie takie spotkania z takimi osobami jak Richard. Mamy wielkie gwiazdy sportów motorowych, a więc jest tutaj ogromna różnorodność, jeżeli chodzi o tematykę, nie tylko taka czysta targowa ekspozycja jak w Genewie, Frankfurcie czy w Paryżu.
You see, I understood all of that as well. You were ordering lunch, yeah, is that right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I have the same.
You know. I want to go to the Grand Tour. You've just finished the 3rd season. There is a 4th season. The 4th season is totally different because you have no tent, but you're traveling a lot. Who wrote the script for the first 3 seasons and the 4th?
Oh, me, I wrote every word we've ever said.
So you,
Everything.
this is your
All of it. I've just shortly after I'd invented the car, I thought we maybe should be able to talk about it, so I invented television. No, the scripts we're often asked about. There is a script, there has to be, because if we're going to go, this is an expensive show to make, it costs a lot of money. So we need to know before we go, right, we're going to do this. But what actually happens on the day is what makes it into the show. So a lot of times, all the script stuff just goes out of the window. We don't use. What we use is what happens for real. So, I mean, Jeremy does do a lot of writing when we trust him with a pencil. Steady. Oh. I'm military trained, I could have sprung into action. Anything could have happened. Yeah, so Jeremy does do a lot of scripting, but we kind of all work on it together. Everybody can have an input, and I think that's important in anything, that anybody can feel, I've got an idea, here it is, and add it in.
Jak to jest dostarczać złe wiadomości Jeremiemu, bo podobno to uwielbia. There is a quote that you said on one of your programs. There are few things in life that you enjoy more than delivering bad news to Jeremy Clarkson. Why is it so much fun?
Oh, it's a wonderful moment. Watching the hope in his eyes fade and be replaced by ideally panic. I prefer that, or fear, or just misery. It's good. It's a good moment. It does him good. It's good for the soul. Sorry, is that dark? That wasn't very cheery. Sorry, kids. Happy jokes in a minute.
Proszę Państwa, myślę, że Richard prowadził absolutnie wszystkie samochody, jakie wyprodukowano na świecie. Oczywiście te powyżej $100,000, jeżeli chodzi o zakup. Spróbujemy go zapytać, który z nich jest dla niego najfajniejszy, najlepszy, który jest ten numer jeden. I say, you know, that you probably drove all the cars produced all around the world. For sure, you know, with the price of $100,000. Which one is the best for you?
Specifically around 100,000, or of any car at all?
Any car at all.
I'm asked that every day, and I change my mind every day, because it depends. I mean, I have fond memories of a thing called, does anybody have to be a real petrol head to remember it, the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento? They only made a few. That was an astonishing machine.
Would you say something about mass production? So this is a car, little program that we advise to people what to buy. Sesto Elemento is a difficult car to buy.
Well, we always used to say, this is a secret, but we always used to say between us on Top Gear that in many ways, and for most people, the answer to the question, car, is Volkswagen Golf. Because it just does everything you need. I mean, it kind of just works. If you want to pick it out, okay. So, at the moment, I mean, smaller stuff, lighter stuff, the Renault, the little Alpine is great fun, but it's really expensive. Fabulous little car, I love that. I'm looking forward to seeing what the new generation of mass-produced electric cars are like. That little Honda that's been trailed, that looks like it could be special. I think when the big companies start getting involved in new technology, when the big groups start making those cars, there'll be some exciting stuff for all of us. And anybody who's ever scared that cars are going to become boring, I don't think they will, because they make the cars we want to buy. And we will want to buy exciting cars, so somebody will make them. So I think it'll be fun.
Richard, I have a few questions that are from our fans on Facebook. It usually doesn't end well. We did a poll this morning, so we let all of you ask questions, and we picked a few of them.
Wait, are these asked by everybody here or on the internet?
One and the other. Both.
Right, I will be asking who asked the question before I answer it. You don't know the question yet?
I know, I asked them. I asked them on Facebook.
What is it?
Well, we picked the weirdest one, maybe. There's one, somebody asked, did you ever cause an accident because of James May's hair?
Did James May's hair ever cause an accident? James May's hair is an accident. Who asked that question? Are they your hair? It was you, was it? Are you sure? Okay. Right, James May, do you know it nearly did once, because James and I were driving on a motorway, a highway in the UK, in a car, a big car, probably a Range Rover, nothing special. But one guy had obviously realised it was us. I suspect because of James May's distinctive hair in silhouette. And he was so busy trying to take a picture that he drove his Mini Cooper so hard into the back of the car in front, it ended up about a foot long. And credit to the guy, because James and I immediately thought, oh no, he laughed. He saw the funny side straight away. So I'm going to blame James's hair for that.
What do we have again?
You weren't listening to my answer. I mean, it wasn't brilliant, but it was an answer.
So another one. What was the fastest you ever went with a car on a road?
Fastest I ever went in a car was 320 miles an hour, which is 530 kilometers an hour.
In a car?
Yeah, but that was on an airfield, and it rolled over and exploded, and I nearly died.
That was your accident.
Yeah.
A big one.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. So probably, well, we're legal, obviously. Probably must have 200 miles an hour, which is many kilometers an hour. Many, and it's irresponsible, and you mustn't do it. Particularly you, sir. It's a silly idea.
Another question, from your fan who came here, thousands of Ks just from England.
Here comes a question, ladies and gentlemen.
Richard Hammond, James May is cutting slow.
This is true. It's more of an observation than a question. But yes, James May is captain slow. There's no way around it. Yes, I think he likes to pretend he isn't in an orange Ferrari with gold wheels, but he's not. Yes, next question for me, please, or I will see.
Next one. Are you gonna come back in the year, third time in a row, and are you gonna bring your two best friends?
My best friends too. I might. They're called Dave and Beryl, and they're lovely. Yeah, I probably will come back next year. It is, as I said at the beginning, it's a great show. It's got a good feel to it. It's a real celebration of all things motoring. And let's not forget, this is a great time to have a car show, a motor show, because the industry is changing hugely. Probably the biggest changes ever undergone. When cars first started, they were a novelty for rich people, weren't they? And you could, wow, it's moving, but there's no horse attached. They were just a novelty. It wasn't until some years later they grew into what they are now, and they've shaped and defined our culture. Think of what would rock music be without cars? There's been wars around it. It's shaped our entire lives. So for it to change significantly now, we know it's a big moment. So what a great time to be gathering together to see all of that live and for real.
A kind of academic discussion, it's all the time around. Who is better driver, lady or gentleman?
Well, it rather depends on the lady or the gentleman, doesn't it? I think, in our experience when we were making Top Gear at the track, quite often, you can't generalise. It really, honestly, it just depends from person to person. I think sometimes, if you're willing to listen to what an expert driver tells you, if you listen to a racing driver and follow their advice, you will be faster and better and safer. If you listen to them and then think, nah, I know better, you'll crash. And I know that, because I have a lot. So I just don't think there is a hard and fast rule.
There is two. Sorry for stopping you on that thought, but you had by far one of the best teachers throughout all the years. Just next to you, Ben Collins, who used to be a stick, and you crashed so many times when you had the best teacher next to you. Well, how?
That's true. I think Ben Collins must be rubbish. Well, I mean, if I'm his student, yeah. He is here today. I saw him this morning. He's around, so...
He will be back on the stage. I'm going to ask him the same
question. I think you should ask him, if you're so good, you taught Hammond, why is he so rubbish?
And I saw you drifting the other day, training on the M3. That was like 8-9 years after you started the big show.
Yes.
And what happened throughout these 9 years that you, need to little practice?
I think sometimes I don't concentrate. I'm just thinking about something else. And then there's a crash, and then everybody shouts, and then we move on.
Well, I'm glad you're moving on. Anyway, I know that you're having fun throughout the whole show with your friends. But what happens when you disagree? Like, do you stop filming for 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week?
What happens when we disagree?
When you disagree, when you argue, when you have like a big argument, does it happen?
Well, what would happen if we agreed would be a better question. I don't think we ever have. This show is based on us disagreeing. It's about us disagreeing. We don't agree on very much. I think we all used to like a Ford Mondeo Estate and a Subaru Legacy Outback. But those, I think, are the only two things we've ever agreed on. I think.
Zapytałem się Hammonda, co się dzieje, jeżeli się nie zgadzają między sobą. A Hammond odpowiada, no ale my się właściwie nigdy ze sobą nie zgadzamy, więc w takim wielkim skrócie. Let's move on to the next one, because this is quite interesting, because you throw the cars from the cliff, you roll them downhill, there are many people around you, like you drive the excavator on the beach as well. How difficult it is to organize it? Like, what is the budget, or like, sky's the limit?
Well, I mean, there is a budget. You can't just spend all the money in the world. It is a huge job to organise the show. Yeah, we have a huge production team, men and women that do an amazing job putting the show together for us. But there's a lot of work goes into it. Yes.
How many people? Can you tell us that secret? Or?
There's probably 30 or so in total. And then on top of that, there's the film crew when we're out filming. When then we're about 50. There's a lot of us to make the show. And we need a lot of people to say sorry afterwards to the manufacturers of the cars.
How many hours or how many days you do one program? Probably around half an hour, 2 days, 2-3 days, or 1 week.
Yeah, to make a typical special, one of the 90-minute specials, that's 2 weeks.
No to interesujące, proszę Państwa, akurat dla mnie, nie ukrywam, że świadomie zadałem to pytanie, ten zespół 30-40 osobowy, ile czasu trwa przygotowanie takiego programu półgodzinnego? Odpowiedział, że około 2 tygodni.
I have a question. So we were talking about this last year when we were here. When you are in a jungle in Brazil, or I don't know, at the desert, and you guys are sleeping in the cars, is it only for the show? That you show the people that you're sleeping in the car, and then you go to a hotel, or you're actually staying in the car and sleeping there?
We get asked that a lot. I'd like to make it quite clear that if you are in a jungle, or on a glacier, or in the middle of a desert, there isn't a hotel. I mean, there just isn't one. So we have no choice but to sleep in the car or in tents. So no, you'll notice we're never just around the corner from a nice hotel. I wish we were sometimes.
This one is from a fan. They're asking if you're good at cooking and what is your favorite food?
I'm not brilliant at cooking. I can get by. I can survive. I do make a very good fish curry, actually. In a steamer, I have a steam oven, and it's really rather good. You'll be surprised to hear. But I genuinely do. It's really, nobody believes me. Look at you.
Maybe next time
I really do make a good fish curry.
So next year you come, you just cook for us.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, no problem.
We'll do a live cooking session.
Yeah, I'm up for that. Easy.
I wanted to ask about the new season of Grand Tour. Did you have any dangerous situation happen to you while filming the 4th season of the Grand Tour? Any dangerous?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we are in the process now of making season 4. They're big trips. We filmed one earlier this year. I can't tell you anything about it. And we're off filming again very soon. And yeah, always we tend to end up in hostile places where it's difficult and challenging. And yeah, it can be a bit. It's okay. When it gets really dangerous, I close my eyes.
I wanted to
And then
ask,
we're okay.
do you remember that bridge in Colombia? Pamiętacie ten odcinek z mostem, przez który musiał przejechać? Jak naprawdę to wyglądało? How scary it really was?
I was terrified. It really was frightening. I held my hand up to the camera to try and show. I was shaking all over because it was barely as wide as the truck. And in fact, Jeremy, bless him, then decided it would be funny to stop me being able to get off the bridge. And I was not finding that funny at that time. It was horrible, I really was.
So there was no filming crew guy that crossed the bridge before you to say, yeah, it's safe, go for it.
No, we just drove over it. And my vehicle was the heaviest, so yeah, it was a long, it felt like it was 30 kilometers long, that bridge.
Well, because I saw that you're using some of the crew members to do some crazy stuff as well. And like, how often does it happen that you're like, someone else from the crew, let's do it before me, and then I'm gonna go ahead?
We don't, I can't think of any times when we've used the crew for that. They're too expensive. And we have to insure them. And if we kill one, there'll be a lot of paperwork. And nobody wants to do that.
Isn't it, as you say, you know, it could be quite expensive, you know, it's really confidential to say, to inform, you know, what kind of budget we have for one program.
But the budgets are big. It's not a cheap show to make just because there's the number of people. If you think the second we get off an aeroplane at location and we start, the clock is ticking, the meter's running. So all the camera operators, camera assistants, everybody, they're paid by the day. So that's why people often will say, did you have a nice time wherever? But we don't have any time off. If we're away for 2 weeks filming, that is 14 days filming every day. Because a day off, you're still paying the crew.
Do you plan to have one program, let's say, around or in place location, you have a break notice for the event? Or just you prefer only to do it by yourself, to be the stars, not to be exactly with the stars?
The show works better when we create our own world. So it always works better when we go off on our own and just make our own crazy world. It's very difficult to fit that in and around another event. Apart from anything else, whatever the event is, we ruin it. Which is a problem. I don't like it.
Zapytałem się kiedyś Hammonda, ile razy powtarzają każde z ujęć, jak kręcą ten odcinek. Wtedy odpowiedział mi, że tylko raz, bo po prostu mi się nie chce tego robić więcej. Najlepiej to wygląda spontanicznie. Zobaczymy, czy ciągle jest tak jak mówił. When you're filming, how many times do you repeat the sequence of each, let's say, short movie? Is it like, okay, let's do it again?
No, it tends not to be like that. Like I say, a lot of it is scripted, we write it, but that's not what we end up using. What we end up using is the stuff, the things that happen spontaneously, that just happen. So those tend to happen once, because usually they hurt. So we tend to go through things once. It's not very often where we do lots of takes, as they call it.
Well, you don't really have stunt drivers looking like you. It is all you doing all that difficult things.
There are occasions I've spotted a driver. If we sometimes have done something and then they need to do, we call them pickup shots. So sometimes when we've done a race, we will do the race to time, but then they'll need to pick up other shots. So occasionally they'll replicate what we've done. So yeah, we have to. It's just such a big show to make.
Another question from fans. What is your best memory of working with Jeremy and James?
Usually going home afterwards. That's always nice. I like that bit. Probably we had a fantastic time about 15 years ago. We were making a show in Botswana, in Africa, when I had that little yellow Opel Kadett Oliver. And we were driving across the Makati salt flats, and in the middle of this huge expanse of white desert, salt flats, it was an island in the sea, Kubu Island, and it had baobab trees on it, and we sat up on this island and watched the sun go down, and it was one of those rare moments when it's every bit as good as it looks on the TV. It was amazing. So probably that. Or there was a moment in Bolivia when James fell off the gangplank going up to his boat and landed on it between them. Yeah. They made a very distinctive noise. That's probably my favourite moment of 18 years, actually. Yeah, it is. It is.
I wanted to ask, właśnie, czy nakręci coś w Polsce w końcu takiego dużego, Grand Toura jakiegoś wyjazdowego? Are you planning to film anything in Poland? Because surely you've got plenty of cars. Well, you've driven the Fiat Maluch electric one today.
Just for that alone, we should be here. I don't know yet. We're still planning out where we're going to go. They're big trips. We need big, long, adventurous journeys to make. I know some of your roads are potholed, but not like that. So we'll have to have a look.
Well, you can build a proper car designed for Polish roads. We can help you with some astonishing cars, obviously. We can get you something electric, blisteringly fast, as Jeremy.
I don't have a good record with electric cars, just to be clear. I may have
Especially fast ones.
Yeah, I may have parked one upside down and on fire at the bottom of a Swiss mountain. Sorry.
About cars, is there any motor you dream to come true, like any car that you really want to drive but you haven't yet?
I don't know that there's a specific car, not just one car, but as I said earlier, as a time to be a motoring enthusiast or a petrol head or a motoring journalist, there's never been a better time. So I'm very, very excited about the years to come, because there's going to be so much coming out. Manufacturers are making brand new types of car. From my side, that's really good, because sometimes they'll make mistakes, and that's always fun for us. But also means there'll be some amazing stuff to drive. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Very excited about the near future for cars.
Maybe revolution is not the best word, but we are in a time, that there is a big change in car production, just from combustion engine, petrol engines to electric cars. How do you see it? Do you like, electric cars, or you are completely, fully in combustion engine?
Oh no, I love cars. So I think to not love electric cars is to risk ruling out the future. I think the way some electric cars can and will deliver their power is amazing. They really can be thrilling. I think perhaps what's going to happen is everyday transport will become more and more utilitarian. Do you know the word? Just for purpose. It won't be about passion. That won't be a hobby. But that means cars for people like us. They will always be there. It will become a separate thing. I think maybe people will, if they just want to go to work or to school in a car, they'll buy some sort of transport that does that. But if they want to celebrate a love of cars, then that will be a different thing. So it is split between the everyday, the utilitarian, and the hobbies. People like, nutters like us not, but we'll all carry on doing it for fun. And somebody will make cars to sell to us because there's money to be made.
Can you imagine one day you will have only bike? Can you imagine that one day you only ride a bike?
I only ride a motorcycle or bicycle. Bicycle. No, I mean, I will always love cars and motorcycles. Motorcycles in some ways more, because they're my thing away from work. I think there's always going to be some of us that will have a passion for everything about cars and motorcycles, whether it's the speed or the performance or the exhilaration or the beauty of them. And we can use them to display, to tell the world something about ourselves. They're incredibly powerful items, and I think some of us will always love them. But others won't, but that's okay. Somebody will make dreary plastic cars that drive themselves for them.
Do we have any more interesting questions from our fans? Or
So the fans asked, what do you think about Poland, car-wise? What got your attention in Poland, car-wise?
What's got my attention car-wise in Poland? Well, only today I saw it's very much a car of the future, and I suspect we'll all be in it. And it's a small electric Fiat. It's driven around it. I think the thing that stands out coming to Poland really when it comes to cars is how excited and engaged and involved you are. And I think manufacturers need to make sure they pay attention to you guys, because you can tell them a lot about what we're going to want to buy going forward into the future. It's this kind of passion that will define the industry, so keep it up.
Well, I wanted to talk about passion because electrification, like bikes, that's all fine. However, a little bit of consumer advice. I always wanted to have a V8, and the V8 is always fun. If you were to buy a V8, maybe under 1,000 pounds, what would it be?
To buy a V8 engine car under 1,000.
Jaki samochód z V8 kupiłby Hammond, doradzający Wam? Jeżeli nie chcecie tych elektryków, nie chcecie roweru, co to by było?
If it's purely for the V8, I mean, there's some versions of Mustang that were, I had a Mach 1, that was quite expensive. There's, for a small...
Richard, this is the fourth sentence, I didn't say that.
I can't see it.
Why is it for Mustang? I didn't say that.
Well, that's not a $1,000 car, is it? I love the Mustang. I do love the fact that it was a sports car, a performance car for the worker. It wasn't an exotic car, it was a blue-collar car.
What are you going to say, the Hellcat? The Demon?
Yeah. But I have a 1969 Mustang 390 GT, which is the bullet car. So quietly, I always have a soft spot for the Mustang. Not when Jeremy's championing it, then I hate it. But obviously, I do have, and actually my wife drives a new V8 Mustang convertible.
Proszę Państwa, strasznie miło nam się rozmawia z Richardem. Myślę, że byśmy mogli ciągnąć jeszcze tę rozmowę o różnych samochodach, o szczegółach związanych z jego karierą, z jego programami, ale mamy też taką pewną miłą niespodziankę. Tomek reprezentuje Fundację Fund and Drive i chciałby Państwa, tam właśnie jest stoisko tej fundacji. Już wiem, że rozmawiał z Richardem na temat jego udziału w pewnej bardzo fajnej akcji. To jest oczywiście Fundacja Pomaga Milusińskim, pomaga dzieciom i Tomasz za chwileczkę Państwu powie kilka słów już o szczegółach tej akcji i chcemy Państwa oczywiście serdecznie zaprosić do udziału w tej fantastycznej, myślę, inicjatywie.
Proszę Państwa, zaczynajmy od tego, że trzeba Richarda odwieźć na lotnisko. Dostaliśmy do tego celu fajnego Mercedesa, będzie jechał Antoni Ptak, będzie jechał Richard, ja prawdopodobnie w samochodzie i mamy jedno wolne miejsce. Postanowiliśmy wykorzystać ten fakt, a ponieważ możemy zrobić licytację, z której cała kasa pójdzie właśnie na Fundację Fund and Drive Dzieciom, a dokładnie na karetkę neonatologiczną ratującą wcześniaki i noworodki, Richard uprzejmie zgodził się, że nie ma z tym najmniejszego problemu. Czyli to są takie 20 minut dla Was, możemy to nagrać na GoPro, możemy zrobić relację Instagrama, gdzie razem z Richardem pojedziecie jednym samochodem, mówiąc wprost, odwieziecie go na lotnisko. To się odbędzie dzisiaj o godzinie 17, ponieważ Richard wylatuje już o 18:40 bodajże. No i może tak, na początku pierwsze pytanie, czy ktoś chciałby się w ogóle przejechać, odwieźć Richarda na lotnisko? Proponuję podnieść rękę w górę, jeżeli tak. Okay? We have some people interested in going with you back to the airport.
Yes,
Flying
go
back
with
and
him.
sending